How do I mute? Can you do that, boss? Mute everyone?
I think participants are muted. Just for yourself. Participants are coming in, I can see. We already have 96 approaching 100.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Welcome. We'll begin shortly. I'll just wait for a few more people to come on. And we are on 114 participants. Let's see if it's still growing or we should start. Okay, I'll just start with some housekeeping rules or housekeeping notes. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Just an FYI, this session is being recorded and will be shared afterwards with all attendees. Everyone will be muted during the duration of the session, but feel free to ask your questions in the Q&A panel, which you can find, I believe, at the bottom of your screen. I hope it's at the bottom, but you'll see it. Cool, some introductions. Hello, everyone. I'm Elke Nijhoff, based in Amsterdam, product marketing at Textkernel, focused on AI search and match, now part of Bullhorn. And I'm joined here today by Bas, senior solution consultant. He will do a live showcase, and joined by Joost, global director, customer engagement, and he will answer your questions directly in the Q&A panel. Oh, sorry, guys. So, sorry, just need to get the screens right. Excited to speak to you today about Textkernel by Bullhorn. And as you might already know, Bullhorn acquired Textkernel in June this year to accelerate the AI strategy and help agencies like yours unlock new opportunities and drive growth. So today we'll show you exactly how Textkernel technology can help you do that. And just a quick side note, the focus of today is Textkernel solutions in the Bullhorn native environment, readily accessible there and there for you in your familiar environment. So what we'll cover today is first we'll go over some market trends and challenges. Then we'll dive into how Textkernel by Bullhorn solved those challenges for you, directly followed by a live showcase from Bas. And after that, we'll see if we have some time for a Q&A. Here we go. So what's happening in the markets? The economy has been a tough space for the last period. It's been a difficult year economically for most industries, including staffing. So the slowing economy led to a reduction in job orders and slower conversion cycles. So everyone is trying to do more with less, and we see a massive AI explosion. And when we look at the Bullhorn Grid survey, the top 3 priorities remain winning new business, digital transformation, and candidate acquisition. And in a tough economy, it's not surprising that the importance to gain new clients remains super high. But it's also about nurturing and strengthening existing clients and relations. Now, if we flip to the challenges, the top challenges that agencies said they're facing, we still see talent shortage at the top. But the number 2 is the reduction in job requisitions from clients. And that's why winning new business has become such a high priority. And you're probably feeling this yourself, I'm assuming. And look, this is what it looks like right now. If we combine this even further, we know the market is inconsistent at this time. So there's been a time where we flip between candidate shortage and between lower job orders. And all of this is dependent on the economic climate of the time and place. And as what we see today, this is very different globally. For both in the US, the situation is very different than what it looks like in Europe. So what can Textkernel by Bullhorn do for you to solve these challenges? Textkernel offers an AI-powered search and match technology that is built on 23 years of innovation and knowledge. And there are 3 main benefits or value adds, or how we want to call them, that we are delivering. So it's all about unlocking the talent in your database to save on that external job board spend. Really optimize your recruiter efficiency by making your recruiters sourcing experts overnight, and winning new business, but also growing existing client relationships with actionable insights. And in the showcase later, Bas will go through 3 key solutions, and I will give just a quick short introduction on them right here, starting with Market IQ. And going back to the key challenge of winning new clients, Textkernel Market IQ helps sales consultants and 360 recruiters drive business development directly within Bullhorn. So it basically helps recruiters or 360 consultants to win new clients across 15 key markets. Then when you have that job order in, with Search and Match, you can actually automatically turn all of that information directly from the job order into a search string to place best fit candidates fast. And this ties back to the challenge of finding top talent and tight talent pools. So Search and Match really helps you rediscover your existing talent base, doing more with less and making sure that you leverage that existing talent. So, and whilst we all know how important it is to leverage your internal database, it's also very important. Whilst we all know how important it is to leverage that internal database and really look out for that hiring cost. But in case you need an extra emergency line and go external, right there and then within your Bullhorn environment, you can expand your search with one click to 20 plus external sources globally. So let's see the magic. Bas, do you want to go into our live showcase?
Absolutely. Thank you, Elke. Yes, you stopped sharing, so I will start sharing. That's always a good start. I hope I shared the right screen. You should be able to see Bullhorn now, Elke and audience. Excellent. So very quick intro about myself. So my name is Bas Horstink. I'm based in the Netherlands. I'm part of the global Bullhorn solution consulting team. But I come from, like Elke, from the original Textkernel team. So we have plenty of expertise here, as well as Joost, who is on the chat answering the Q&A. So super great you all came here to learn about Textkernel within Bullhorn. Elke set the scene, right? We have huge opportunities. Well, first, huge challenges, huge opportunities. And now what can we do about it? And actually, while you're presenting, Elke, you reminded me, I have some kind of small reminder poster behind me that says, work smart, not hard. It's a bit of attitude problem I have, I guess. But at the same time, I think we have to do both now, right? We have to work hard and smart in order to get the job done. So that's what we're here for today. I will show you what is the Textkernel added value for finding and closing new business as fast as possible. A few example use cases to demonstrate, right? How can you find new leads using that Market IQ solution? How to take the job, then perform a match towards your internal and external candidate database. And how this all sits within your Bullhorn native environment in the existing workflow. So nothing's got to change on that in a process point of view. So whether you're a business development rep or you are a 360 recruiter, you'll be finding yourself, working on a list of clients or leads within Bullhorn. And of course, you want to either increase the share of wallet that you have for the client, so expand your business with an existing client, or work your way into new clients, right? So with Market IQ within Bullhorn, you can be presented with one consolidated overview of all jobs in the region that you have access to. So we use AI to spider millions of job boards and career pages. We parse all these vacancies. You can see some of the figures right here. Let me see if I can actually make that a little bit clearer for my cursor. There you go. So you can see the numbers right here. So we parse all these vacancies, we deduplicate it. So we identify what are duplicate vacancies posted in different platforms. We structure the data, we normalize the data, and we even enrich the data. So you can benefit from this one overview and one consistent truth, and you can know what's going on in your market. And of course, this works for finding new business, as we said, but also indeed for building knowledge, building expertise, and strengthen your relationship with your existing customers. So imagine I'm working, on my leads. I have a lot of expertise in software engineers. So I'm just going to filter down my search already a little bit. Once I go into engineering, the AI already kicks in because we have deep understanding of all skills, professions, related skills we'll talk a little bit about that more in depth later. But for now, I'm just going to go with the software engineer skill, because those are the people that I have best contacts with. And at that point, Apple is one of the companies that I work with, and I want to add that to my search as well. So as you can see, MarketIQ also allows me to see all the company names. So even that, we structure it for you. So I'm just going to select Apple. I also want to look for maybe vacancies that require a master's degree, because that's the kind of people talent that I deal with. We could go, by the way, way more into depth on analytics of Apple, but now we really want to stay on the job, on the vacancy level. And I'm going to fine tune my search a little bit more. So we have vacancies in the US. I want to choose vacancies that are published only from direct employers. So obviously there is a lot of competition out there, and other staffing or recruitment companies that are publishing jobs. So I just want to see the direct advertisements. I can even pick things like remote jobs, right? Where this is possible or not. And as I said, I selected an education level. So now we have a very complete deduplicated list of all vacancies for within the US for Apple. We can even save this search. So we can say, okay, whatever new vacancy that comes in externally that matches my requirement, I want to be alerted daily, weekly, monthly. So that's one option. And of course, I can be selecting the vacancies and then take action, right? Now let's look at one job of, for example, the machine learning engineer, right? So as you can see, we have, no matter the job board that this is coming from or the career page, we have one overview that is very consistent with all the other. We have information at the top, such as the title. We can see the location straight away. We also view a few other keywords, whether it's full-time or part-time. If we can find it, I just need to see another one. We can also include the salary details. So that's very useful. Below, you'll find the full description. And this is actually the information that we parse with our AI intelligence to pick out, job specifics, skills, and everything that's relevant for this vacancy. And at the bottom, you actually see the postings of these jobs. So I was talking about deduplication before, right? Surely they're posting on different websites for this job, and we can actually tell whether the two jobs are the same thing because of an identifier or whatever. So you can see this is posted on Indeed, on Dice, on Next, etc. So at the top, I straight away have access to viewing the original vacancy. I also have the option of directly importing this as a lead to my lead list in Bullhorn. But also I can just go off and find candidates straight away. As I said, we can do a lot more analytics on the company level. But at this stage, I just want to assess, how do my internal candidate database actually match against this vacancy? And is this a potentially good lead? So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to click on find candidates. Now, just to clarify, right? I just found an external job and now I'm matching it instantly with my internal candidates. So below, you instantly find a list of the best matching candidates. It's all the people I already put value in, right? That I've been talking to, that I've been enriching the profiles of. So that's where I want to get the value out of them. At the top, you see that there is a rich query actually formulated based on the external vacancy. So basically the AI read the vacancy, says, what is the essence of this, and translate that into a search query. I'm fully able to, as a recruiter or business developer, to make changes to this query, so I can, select and deselect specific skills. I can have full sight into what it's being filtered on. That's also very relevant for the AI Act and other regulation with regards to AI. And then the point of skills where AI comes into play as well is the semantics and related terms, because you can see already when I talk about machine learning or software development, we know exactly what other skills are synonyms or what other skills are related to the term, the skill software developments. So with this, we're just not missing out on talent that might be suitable for the job as well. So that's one point. This, besides, this also counts for job titles. So we have very rich knowledge of skills and job titles, the relationship between those, and that's what really helping us to make a best match essentially. Now I can narrow down this search as well. As I said, I can include and exclude data. I can choose that I want to have a criteria as a nice have, a must have, or a should have in the middle. So with that, I can really choose my priorities. Another element where AI comes in is actually in terms of natural language instructions that you can give, so to say. So I can actually go and type here that I think, well, this candidate needs to have at least 5 years of experience, long sentence, it needs to understand everything, and management skills. So what it does now is actually it takes my natural language and goes off and adds those facets to my search query. So it actually started to include the skill management as a must-have, because I said this kind of must have this skill or needs to have, and it added an expert experience level of above 5 years. So these are all intelligent things that AI and large language models help us to formulate that query. And that also counts for excluding things, right? It can basically process anything. So now I can, I fine-tune my query. I can actually go and view the list. I get the opportunity to open the candidate overview and view their structured data in the Bullhorn ATS. I can also select a couple and then click the button compare, and then I can really see the candidates next to each other with the same data structure, that in order to really compare apples with apples, so to say. And once I'm done and I'm happy with a first selection or a complete selection of my candidate, the advantage here is that we still plug into the same Bullhorn actions that you're used to, right? So we can straight away email the candidates with checking their interest, for example. We can add the candidates to a tear sheet or to a submission. And if you work with one of our candidate engagement solutions to reach out to candidates on WhatsApp in the UK and then SMS more in the US, that's also possible. So it's all within the existing processes. So far, so good. But it could be that maybe I'm not so happy with my internal candidate. So again, I've taken an external vacancy, I've matched them to my internal candidate database, but I'm not so happy with the candidate. So I actually want to go and search outside for candidates. So what I can do is actually, as Elke already introduced, is take that query, that same query or similar query, in order to make it work for external databases, and view results for external databases that I'm working with. So surely you're working maybe with LinkedIn Recruiter or Indeed or other sources for talent databases. And we integrate a lot of them. And with that, you can actually, in one view, a consolidated view all talent in external databases. And the essence is, again, the same. We can expand the profile. We can select a number, and then depending on if we're happy with that, we can just import that selection. Again, it depends on the job board how the model exactly work, but I can now just click import for Monster, and then Monster charges a credit, right? If you're afraid of, like, okay, you can see this one is already imported, so it doesn't let me import it twice, or at least I'm notified here. So that's taken care of in that sense. So yeah, just concluding on that, what we just saw is like I'm having an external vacancy and I'm checking external talent databases in order to see the availability of talent for this role. That's a very brief overview. I see we're already at 4:20. So I just want to conclude on that. We started looking with that searching external vacancy, right? Just clicking there again to remind you. We match that to our internal candidate database, right? And the query we can fine tune then. And at the end, we were actually looking at external talent databases that we map the same query against. Now, there's other scenarios, right? We might know that we've placed a candidate at our client and we figure out that actually they have 3 more positions open for that. No problem. We can also match candidates to candidates. In case of when you are having a silver medalist, for example, you had multiple good candidates, but the second one, didn't make it to the job, still very good candidate. We can also match from candidate to job. So all of that is possible. But in brief, we've now seen, right, how to identify your hidden talent and build new business. First, identify the new business first, identify your hidden talent, and then make sure that you can match as soon as possible in order to close new business. So there's a lot more to discuss and to see. Would love to see and hear what is your particular use case. And if you're interested in having a private demo, right, reach out to us or account management. We'll surely set something up. And I'll hand it back to Elke, and we'll try to answer a couple of questions. And of course, there's Joost as well in the chat that's maybe already answered some. So Elke.
Thank you, Bas. Thank you. Let me share again. Perfect. So thanks, Bas. As Bas mentioned, this was just a tip of the iceberg, and there's a multitude of use cases and value propositions that we can share with you. And we highly recommend to scan the QR code, and this way you can speak to your account manager or book in an in-depth demo. What we hope that you take out of today is that Textkernel really understands documents beyond keywords, both the jobs as well as the CVs. It understands what you mean, not what you type. So it understands the context beyond keywords. And this results in more accurate matches, gearing you and your recruiters up to face those challenges and to stay ahead of competition. We see we still have a few minutes, so maybe we can have a look at the Q&A section. Feel free. I see Joost already answered a lot of questions. Thank you, Joost.
I'm not sure if this one is answered. Like there was a question of which are the external data sources, or is that been answered already? I'm not sure. There's an overview online that I can share. Actually, it's LinkedIn, Indeed, Career Builder, CV Library. I'll probably have the link.
This was a question around the external data sources used in our jobs data product.
All right. Okay.
The sources we use there is a mix of obviously all the major job boards that are out there and all the known staffing firms that publish their jobs. But we also work with what we call a wild spider that's looking for clues on the entire internet to see if their career page is from direct employers. So already in the US, we spider close to tens of millions or more than, at this moment, I think 35 million pages daily to see if there are any new online vacancies available. Another question that I thought might be interesting for the group or to discuss here, because that came back a few times, was the question, what has been demoed today, is that already available in Bullhorn ATS? Yes, whatever you saw today is live and running inside Bullhorn ATS. If you're interested to learn more about the commercial impact, because it is an add-on to your Bullhorn license, please reach out to your account manager to discuss the commercial impact. But everything you've seen today is available within Bullhorn ATS.
Then to add to that, just right, it's also nothing like brand new in that sense, right? We already had an integration going with Bullhorn, and that's only strengthening. But there is currently like clients live on this solution as well. There was another question about Djibouti, which is that's the candidate engagement thing. I think I need to click that we need to answer this live. So Djibouti is our candidate engagement WhatsApp/SMS solution. So it allows you to actually reach out to leads using WhatsApp or text messages. And the link is that's another add-on, and it can be combined with search and match, right? So you can imagine that if you have a short list of candidates, you just want to check availability or check interest in a vacancy, that might be done through SMS or text rather than email, because the response rates are better. So happy to discuss that in a private setting into more depth. Let's see what other questions popped up. Yeah, so I see one question: can you filter between temp and perm openings? It really so there's a lot possible. It also really depends on how you've built your data model, and there's possibilities to adjust that as well, and to adjust the match system as well. So yes. Any other questions that we can answer at this stage?
I see a lot coming in, boss. I think we can also make sure that we can send the answered questions when we share the recording as well, making sure we cover all the questions in here, because I see a lot of good ones coming in. We have 3 minutes left, so maybe we can pick one good one. Let's see.
I think there's one that's for might be nice as well. Is the candidate to candidate match for existing customers that are maybe on today. Not sure, Bas, if you can still show that.
Yes, I can. I was just typing away. So you should be seeing that now, or not yet. I'm not. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that you could trigger, for example, from a candidate level. So just click on my colleague Helen very quickly. It really depends on how we can configure different workflows. But essentially what we do at this stage is we can find similar candidates. It's a demo platform, so some things are a bit duplicate, but essentially it then picks Helen's profile, structured data, and again translates that into a search query. So we get people that are similar in terms of experience and skills, obviously, to my colleague Helen, if that makes sense.
Great, thank you, Bas.
And happy to go into more depth, right, on a private session.
So it seems like we're almost. Oh, there's one more. Can we go? Looks like we're out of time, guys. Thanks everyone for joining. This was a great session. It's always good to see that we have so many questions. We'll make sure to answer your questions and share it with you also when we share the recording. And yeah, we're looking forward to speak with you all and look at the opportunities.
Excellent. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll follow up on all the questions that haven't been answered.